Hi guys, it's Daniela again and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 eyeshadow palettes that I bought but never really used. I saw this kind of video go around ages ago from Samantha Ravadol, Jamie Page and Kathleen Lights did one, but they used like a full face of things they bought but never used. But I thought I've got a lot of things that I bought but never really used, so I could put them in categories and make videos about them. So yeah. Let's talk about 5 eyeshadow palettes I bought but never used. So if you're excited about this video, continue watching and let's get started. Before we get started, I just want to say if you are wondering about this makeup look, there will be a tutorial up on my channel. So I will link it up wherever it belongs. So let's talk about why I bought these palettes and why I didn't use them. So the first one I'm going to pick is this one here. I've mentioned this before. I bought this ages ago. I used to use it quite regularly. And this is the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics. So it's small like this, and then if I can open it, and it looks like this. It is a really nice palette. It's just very cool toned for what I like now. It is basically a basic palette, which is what its name. It's a basics palette. So I don't really reach for this because it doesn't really spark any creativity or anything. And when I want like a kind of just neutral kind of eye, I would rather go for my Makeup Geek single eyeshadows because I know the colours that I go for when I'm creating like a kind of basic look. So this palette is a good palette. It's just whether or not you like these colours and whether or not these are colours that you think you would use on a regular basis. So the second palette is a drugstore palette, and it's the Milani O2 Best Necessities. I can't even say that word. And it looks like this. It is a really pretty palette. I think I kind of used this when I first started my Instagram. And yeah, I do like it. The colours perform well. I just don't reach for them. It's kind of like the Urban Decay one. I don't really get any excitement from it. I don't really think, oh, I could create such a nice look with it. It's only really got 2 mattes in there as well, and I prefer something with more mattes. It is a good palette, obviously, for those who wear makeup every day and wear these kind of colours every day. So if I did wear makeup every day and I did my makeup like on the train or on the bus, I reckon this palette would be quite a good palette, or this one, because they're quite small, easy to put in a little makeup bag, and it's relatively cheap. It's Milani, and you can get this off Beauty Bay now. So those two are the kind of neutral kind of palettes. So the third palette is a newer palette, and it's the PS Urban Eyeshadow Palette. You would have seen me use this in a couple of videos, I think, especially like the Primark Full Face one, a Primark haul. This palette is nice. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I had some difficulty with this palette. Not sure what colour it is. There are some pretty cool colours in there. I just don't see looks that can be created with these kind of colours. I don't know. I just look at this palette and I don't see a look that I could create without using another palette. The only kind of shimmers that are in here is this one and then these two here. So the rest are kind of like mattes and satins, which is fine. It's just something that doesn't scream to me. It doesn't make me feel like I could create a cohesive look with it. It doesn't give me like any feels. It doesn't give me any vibes. Like I can't look at it and think, oh, I'm going to create such a creative look with it. I don't know what made them think of putting all these colours together, if I'm honest. It is a good palette if like you want these kind of colours and you don't have these colours in another palette and you want it in one palette, but you can also use like an all matte palette like this. So you could use something like this together. You could get all your mattes out of here, like your crease shade, and then use these for like pops of colours and stuff. You can use this. Yeah, I did buy this palette because it had different colours and I wanted to create something different for the specific video that I had in mind for doing this, for using this. And yeah, it's just, I did buy this knowing that it was going to be a little bit harder to create a look with it because it kind of isn't as cohesive as if you bought one that was all kind of basic browns and dark browns and very neutral. But yeah, I just haven't reached for it. So that's the third palette. I think I spoke enough about that palette. Let me have my coffee. So the fourth and the fifth palette are very similar. They're basically kind of same palette. They're by the same brand. And it is the Morphe 35OS. So this palette is all shimmers. And basically they had the 35, can't remember if it's just called the 35O palette. And I couldn't get that one. And I just kind of thought, kind of boring. So I thought I would get this one because I'd be like, oh, I use shimmers a lot. So I would use this a lot. I haven't. The reason why I don't really use this is just because it's right at the bottom of my collection. The shimmers seem pretty similar. Some of them are pretty similar in colour. They do perform well, they do. I just don't use it. I don't really use like dark browns, shimmers on my eyes very often. Maybe I will try to do a look with this palette because I feel like a brown smoky eye with a brown shimmer would look really nice. So maybe I will use this. So the last palette is the Morphe 35OM, and it's basically the same as the last one. It's just all mattes. So this is what it looks like here. So from looking at it, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colours from this palette. To be honest, I haven't used this one in a long time, so I really can't remember how these perform. I believe I got this way before I started YouTube. I think I got this as I was making my Instagram possibly, or I started posting. Yeah, it's alright palette. It's nothing special to me. To be honest, to me, it's just the colours look so similar. Like, there's too many browns that are very similar. There's like 14 browns that I just think look kind of similar, kind of same kind of shades. It's just some are cool, some are warm, some are darker, some are lighter. So I just realised that this kind of palette and the other shimmer palette is really good for those who are working makeup artists and have a diverse clientele. You could use this on a variety of people with different skin colours and skin tones. Because you have a lot of choices for transitions and outer V colours and crease colours, this is a kind of palette that I would use if I was a working makeup artist. Obviously, I am not. I just do this for fun. I have a passion. I don't work in that industry at all. I don't know. I just don't use it. I don't look at it and get like a burst of inspiration or creativity. But all these palettes I'm not going to get rid of, just because I'm going to try and use as many palettes as I can in my videos, just because I do want to use my palettes more. I want to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. So you might definitely see like tutorials with kind of older palettes, but hopefully you don't mind that. So let me know if there's any palettes that you would really like me to do a tutorial with. So yeah, the palettes that I've spoken about today, they're not necessarily bad. They're just palettes I don't reach for whatever reason. To be honest, majority of it behind these palettes is kind of like, they don't inspire creativity. They're very like neutral kind of Nellies. I've got kind of colours like that I know I will reach for more. They're kind of hidden in the back of my collection because I don't use them very often. So yeah guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope you found this interesting. If you want to see how I create this makeup, I will link it up here. If it isn't up before this one, check out my Instagram. My Instagram is where I tell everyone when I'm uploading, what I'm uploading. So definitely follow me there if you aren't already. Why did I sound country? What's happening to me? I'm like glitching. I'm sounding like a whole different person. I have a whole different accent. Okay, anyways, I need to stop. So yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, some comments down below. Please let me know in the comment section what palettes you bought but never use. I think it's really fascinating to see what other people like have in their collection. So yeah guys, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know down below what palettes you bought but you never use. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.